Welcome to another MLB 22 franchise video for the Chicago Cubs. As you can see, we have moved on past the trade deadline, and we are in the month of August. We are actually up to August 2nd. Um, we made another trade. We actually made a couple of trades. Um, we're going to recap the month first. As you can see, we took one of three from the Met. We split this series with Baltimore. We took 3 of 4 from the Mets. We lost 2 of 3 to Philly. We split the Pittsburgh series, and then we ended up taking 3 of 4 from San Francisco. In the course of all of this, we made a couple of moves, which we're gonna cover now. We did make a pitching change. We did make a pitching move, and we made a move to shore up our bench. So we are going to get into that here quickly, and I'm gonna get into that. We also made a couple of other moves, but we're gonna get into the trade aspect first. We made 2 different trades. The first trade we made a trade with the San Francisco Giants. We were looking for a starting pitcher. Um, I was looking around at starting pitchers, and this was after the Wade Miley trade. We ended up trading Wade Miley. I wanted to get a little more bat help off the bench for our bench and in the field just after we got rid of Jason Hayward. Um, but we struck a deal with the Boston Red Sox. We agreed to a deal with Christian. We had agreed to a trade to get Christian Arroyo in exchange for Wade Miley, and then having a pitching spot open on the major league level, we went hunting for a pitcher, and I looked at the trade block and I saw Matthew Boyd was on a trade block. Giants are doing horrible this year, so they're about third. They were about third place. I think it was third. They were the third or fourth. They weren't doing that great. So yeah, I saw Matthew Boyd was on the trade block. We made a couple of I went and I went to see what they wanted in exchange. And one of the things that they wanted in exchange was they wanted minor league pitcher Stephen Brault and third baseman Jonathan Villar. I struck the deal and was like, okay, we need another pitcher. Um, in doing that, I ended up leaving myself open for another move that needed to be made, and we ended up signing Jimmy Nelson to a 2-year contract worth $11 million. We ended up putting him in AAA. He's gonna lead our AAA organization this year. He's gonna lead our AAA organization at least for the rest of this year, and then maybe next year, maybe he gets bumped up to the majors. It depends on how we get a few things going. Also, while since we're looking, shit, it's right here. So since it's right here, you can also see we made a couple of contract signings. Um, we signed Patrick Wisdom, 5-year deal, worth $9.7 million. Ian Happ also got signed. Ian Happ also got signed. Um, He got signed to a 5-year deal where 3.35 million avoided salary arbitration. Same thing with Roman Wick. Uh, Rowan Wick, we evaluated salary arbitration for him. We've got Nico Horner, Cody Hewer, Brad Week, Clinton Frazier. We agreed to a deal with Francisco Mejia, got him a 5-year deal. We got him a 5-year deal for where was his number at? Sorry, I'm looking for it. Almost 25 million. Kyle Crick, we signed to a 5-year deal. We signed Ethan Roberts to a 2-year deal. Justin Still got 5 years. Alonzo Rivas got 5 years. Michael Holomoto got 5 years. Keegan Thompson got 5. So did Corey Abbott. Michael Rucker got 5 years as well. Andrew Anderson Espandinzo got 2 years. We did sign Wilson Contreras to a big contract, 5 years, $53.5 million. I am all in having Contreras and having Mejia. More than likely, what I'm going to do during the off season, we're going to look at Leon Gomes. I think he has 1 year left. I have not looked at his contract exactly, but we're going to look at probably getting rid of him. We also re-signed Nick Madrigal, 2 years, $6.1 million. Frank Schwindel got 5 years at 7.2. And that's pretty much it. That is all of the signings. That is all of the signings and everything that was made for your Chicago Cubs. At this present point in time, we are sitting at 54-52. We're sitting at 9.5 games back from Milwaukee. But the nice thing is that we're 5.5 games behind. Yeah, we're 5.5 games behind St. Louis. Now, you may be wondering, why am I bringing that up? Well, we're going to show you. Because at this present point in time, the St. Louis Cardinals are sitting at second in the wild card. If we can overtake St. Louis, we might be able to get into the wild card and face the Giants. That is a hope. That honestly, at this present point in time, that would be a hope. My hope is that we are able to dethrone the Cardinals and get into the wild card. That is my hope for this year. That is my hope for this year, to at least show me that with this team that we've got some kind of measure of being able to get something done. Now, is that going to happen? I don't know. It's still early, so I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but it's a hope. We're only 5.5 games back. We're only 5.5 in the wild card. Which is exactly how much we're behind them in the Central. If we can overtake them, when we do have a series with them coming up here shortly, it's actually coming up here really quickly. We have a 3-game series with them in St. Louis, and we also, during the second game of that 3-game series, Matthew Boyd will be making his Cubs debut. So, because we have Kyle Hendricks, who is sitting at 9-5, he's going to be taking on Dakota Hudson. Steven Matz and Matthew Boyd are going to draw Game 2. And then Game 3 is going to be Adam Wainwright and Danny Duffy. So yeah, I would like to take 2 or 3 of the 2 out of 3. That would be greatly appreciated, hoped. I don't know the word. I don't know the exact word I'm looking for. It would be something I would want to happen because, as you can see, the rest of the calendar coming on. We've got a 3-game set against Miami, We got a 3-game series against Washington. We got 3 at Cincinnati. Then we go to Washington. Then we've got 3 games against Milwaukee at home. A 4-game series against St. Louis at home. A 3-game series in Milwaukee. And then we've got a 3-game set at least. And we've got to go to Toronto. And then for the month of September, we'll get into that when we get into that, when we reach that month. But to say that this month, for our aspirations of possibly getting in the wild card, this month is going to be a key month for us. We want to get in the wild card, so this is going to be a key month. We have to have a winning record this month. Honestly, we cannot afford to lose more. We cannot afford to lose. I probably would go on and say that most of these 3-game series, we cannot afford to lose more than maybe 1 or 2. Especially like the St. Louis, the Milwaukee, the interdivision series like St. Louis, Cincinnati, Milwaukee. Those series that are going to happen, we need to pick those up because they're going to greatly help us with the Central and the wild card. So, here's hoping something good happens. Again, this is just the recap for when we get ready to start the month of August. We'll have a recap for the month for the end of this month, going into the month of September. Whenever I get to the end of this month, it may happen. At this point, it may happen soon. It may not happen until, I don't know. But it just depends on, what's going on. But pretty much this is our plan. We're sitting above 500. We're sitting 2 games above 500. I'm actually very happy with that. I want to catch St. Louis, and the fact that we are 5.5 games back. We're in the standings. We're 6 games back. So they've got 60 wins. We've got 54. Catching them and overtaking them for second would be a great thing for us. But, the fact that we went 6-4 in our last 10 and everybody else went 7-3, except for, Pittsburgh, who went 6-4 as well. Cincinnati went 7-3. St. Louis went 7-3, and then Milwaukee went 7-3. The fact that they all went 7-3 in their last 10, not helping us out, but again, getting up to this point and getting everything going would be great for us. We need to get everything up here, and it's just I don't know. It needs to happen. So anyway, I'm sorry, long-winded speech. This was not meant to be a long-winded speech, but it turned into a long-winded speech. Anyway, that is going to be the end of this. And like I said, we got our contract extension signed. Anybody else? You can nope. Never mind. We got one more that we probably want to sign. We probably want to re-sign because we probably want to re-sign Matthew Boyd, but we'll look at his. Let's look at his contract. Let's see what he wants right now. All right, let's make him an offer. He wants 5 years at $31 million. That would give him 6.2. That would give him 6.2 million. Let's see. I don't mind the 5 years. Let me see. Okay, so if we start messing with the money, it gets. Yeah, we mess with the money at any point in time. It's not okay. So Okay, so 5 years, 31 million. Honestly, let's see. Let me look at his. Let me look here. I mean, he went 15-3 last year for. Okay, I'm sorry. He went 3-8 last year for Detroit. The COVID years. No, I mean he hasn't had a great season, but I mean he has been playing in Detroit, so it's not exactly a ringing endorsement, but he has been playing in Detroit a lot. He was 8-5 in San Francisco this year before he got traded. So, I mean, 96 strikeouts to 16 walks. So maybe giving him that 5 year deal might work. I mean, if I give him that 5 year deal, let's see here. Give me a second. Give him that 5 year deal. Stroman's still locked in for another year. Hendricks is locked in for another year plus. Actually, that's a good thing. Yeah, actually, this is a better way to do it. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, because we've got him, we've got, Boyd's a free agent at the end of this year. Sorry about that. I'm trying to. Hell. Okay, so you got Alec Mills. He's a free agent at the end of the year, but he's also due arbitration. We're probably going to do arbitration with him. That's not going to be an issue. Marcus Stroman's not going anywhere for 2 years. That ain't happening. Hendricks is not going anywhere until after 2023. Danny Duffy, same thing. He's not going anywhere until after 2023. So the big question is, and then Matthew Boyd's contract's up at the end of this year, but we can sign him to an extension now, lock him down for the next 5 years. Honestly, I'm thinking that might be a good idea. I'm thinking that might be a good idea next year, so I may go ahead and give him that offer. Sign that offer real quick. Yeah, so 6.2 a year. I mean, it'd be up from, because he'd be going from making 6.2. He'd be going from making. So it's only $1 million. It's $1 million bump, basically. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll what? Oh, okay. Okay, apparently I cannot afford his contract, so. Alright, so we'll have to wait and see, because apparently I cannot afford his deal. I thought I could, but we'll see. Anyway, that was a dumb move on my part, apparently. So, that's it. We're gonna ride this out to the end of August. And into September, hopefully we can get, like I said, hopefully we can catch the Cardinals and get into that wild card spot. So we'll see you here for the next video for MLB 22, the show with your Chicago Cubs franchise.